Hello, my name is Meg. I'm 16 and this is my audition for Winter SacAnime 2015's Beta's Paradox Space Jam panel. I'm auditioning as Terezi Pyrope, and I've got my questions written down here, so I suppose I'll start. Alright, let's start. First question is, describe yourself. Well, my name is Terezi Pyrope. I'm 7.4 sweeps old. And I guess my hobbies include upholding justice, in which I like to put my scalemates on trial for all of their crimes. Unfortunately, it does end up with them being guilty the majority of the time, and they do have to be hung for their crimes, but I suppose if they didn't want that fate, they shouldn't have committed the crime in the first place. How close are you to your friends? I'm very close to my friends. I'm probably closest to Vriska, my scourge sister, and I used to be very close to Carcat, although the relationships become a bit strained, to say the least. As for everyone else, I'm pretty close to them, and then there's Scamsy. That's a bit of a different story I'd rather not go into. I'm very close to Dave as far as humans go, although Rose and I are both seers, so we got through some pretty hard times together with that. I probably shouldn't say that I'm very close to John, because of all of what happened in that alternate doomed timeline, and I still don't think Dave's quite forgiven me for it either. But I do feel bad about it, but like I said, I probably shouldn't say I'm close to John. Next question. What is your largest regret? Well, I do have a lot of regrets on my nutrition platter. I guess if I had to pick just one, probably what all happened with Vriska. It seemed to start everything, and everything just went downhill from there. I mean, it probably was the best thing, and maybe even the only thing I could have done at the time to make sure that everything wouldn't continue cascading down. But I do feel guilty about it. What is your biggest pet peeve? Well, obviously people who don't uphold justice are huge aggravations of mine, although I think for this answer I'm going to say quadrant vacillation, without naming any names, of course. It's very difficult and aggravating to have to go into a relationship expecting somebody to be acting like your mate sprit, and suddenly have them acting like a Kismesa, so to make sure that they're happy, you flip black for them, and then suddenly they're acting like a Moirail. It's quite confusing, and it gets on my nerves. Again, not naming any names, but it is a pet peeve of mine. What is your favorite word? Probably justice, although heinous and magnificent, majestic. All of those words do rather roll off the tongue quite well, and they all smell lovely in my quirk anyway, so I suppose those would be some of my favorite words. Best physical trait? Probably my horns, because I use them in my emoticons so often, although I do think that my smile is what people think about when they think of me, so I suppose I'd say one or the other. Describe your ancestor. How do I feel about Latula? I mean, I can't complain. Latula's amazing. She's just really cool and confident, and it's all effortless and just, I don't know. I can't really live up to that. But I mean, like I said, I can't complain. As far as the ancestors go, she's outstanding. What is your favorite color? I have a feeling that this question might be a bit of a joke, because I don't think it's any question what my favorite color is. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't like any other colors other than red, but the delicious smell and tantalizing flavor of red is definitely and obviously my favorite color. Describe your Lucis. My Lucis is amazing. She's a dragon, and, well, she got me through a lot, even though for most of my life she was an egg. And, like, when I went blind after the series of unfortunate events that left me so, I would sit next to her egg, and, whenever I got scared or worried, she'd tell me it was okay, and she began to teach me that I could smell and taste things instead of seeing them. I used to get, like, think panics from being, like, overstimulated through the senses, and she'd always tell me it could be okay and that I could get through it. And I think it's true. Even when things seem to be going really, really tragically badly, I think that if you make sure that you can do the right thing at the right time, I think that it's possible for things to turn out better. Even if it's not necessarily for you, maybe for somebody else. And I think that just making sure that everything's in balance is the important part there. And I think I learned that best from her. So, yeah, that's how I feel about my Lucis. And with that, that is my last question. So, thank you for watching!